Hey, I'm in the middle of a meltdown. I don't know. I feel like melting down right now. God damn it. uh, I don't know if I'll be able to go to church tomorrow. I just don't feel so good. My anxiety is off the chart. My tum hurts, and I don't know if that's because I ate chocolate, but my tum wants to puke right now. My mom is asleep. I text my mom, like, I'm having a meltdown. How does I feel like it? And she, she's like, well, I'm going to bed and you need to, try to do your coping skills. I'm like, I didn't text her this, but that's like, come on. Why can't I go, why can't I go through therapy? Oh, something like that, so I don't have to deal with the stress. I pretty much do everything an autistic person would do. Everything, you know. And my mom's like, no, you're not autistic. You're diagnosed with PDD, as whatever. And I'm just like, no, because they don't even use PDD, as or PDD nowadays. They use autism spectrum disorder. I try to explain that to my mom. She's like, no, that's you were diagnosed with PDD NOS and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, but whatever. And I try to tell my mom, and she gets upset about it. I'm like, well, fine. I'll just do my own research and go behind her back or something. I wouldn't, but I just want to know if I'm autistic, because I act literally like an autistic person would act. I behave like an autistic person would behave. I don't know what in the world make you think I'm not autistic. I do everything that a autistic person would do. I have repetitive hand movement. I usually have emotional and sensory meltdowns. I mean, I could go on, and it frustrates me. It frustrates me. And please don't go attack my mom. I will not be happy if you do. I find it really, really irritating. But I'm watching Our Landon Crew, which is a YouTube channel that focus on the family, and four of the kids are autistic, and I think part of that has to do with the mom. Nothing wrong with that, but part of it has to do with the mom, and I feel sorry. I feel sorry for them being different, because this world isn't built for people who are different. This world isn't built for people who have autism, ADHD. It's just not fun. When I was a kid, I've been treated like shit, and you know, I'm tired of the way my parents treat me, and not that they treat me like crap. They don't treat me like crap. They don't abuse me, but they won't listen to me. I'm the middle child. I get treated like crap. And it's not their issue. It's not their fault. It's not my fault. It's just how people who are middle child usually get treated. You know, middle it's funny, there's this symptom, the middle child syndrome. It's not an actual syndrome. It's just some funny thing, and it's usually a trait that usually happens with family who have 3 kids, and the middle child get treated differently. And that's how I feel. Again, not that my parents would ever treat me like crap, but still, they treat me differently than they have with Ashna and Wendell. They still treat me out like I'm their 8-year-old, and I get it. But they don't treat Ashna that way. They don't treat Wendell that way. Why can't they respect me being disabled, but also treat me with kindness? And they do, but they do it differently. And it's just really hard for me to see that, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to see that, and yeah, I have a big belly. My big belly. Belly. But yeah, I love my parents, so please don't attack them at all. I will not be happy, and because they're nice people, they're misunderstanding. My parents are stubborn. It's funny because my mom and my dad's like, no, we're not stubborn. It's like, yeah, that's what you would say when you're not stubborn, when you are stubborn, that you're not stubborn. At least that's what I would say. People would be like, you're stubborn. I'm like, no, I'm not stubborn. I am stubborn. But the fact is that I get frustrated when my parents won't listen to me. It's like, what the hell? What the H-E double hockey steak. It frustrates me. I want them to care about me. I want them to not treat me like I'm the middle child. I used to be treated differently when I was a kid, before Wendell was born. No offense to Wendell at all. I love Wendell. Wendell's my younger sister, and I love her to death. But again, I was treated differently. But when Wendell was born, I wasn't treated the same. And that usually happens when there's like two kids, you're the middle, like you're the second youngest, and then you end up, and you've been living like that for a long time, and then here comes, your sister or brother, and you get treated differently. That's how I feel. Not that I hate my sister. I love my sister. I love both my sisters. I'd protect them in a heartbeat, But it still doesn't change the fact that I got treated differently because I was the middle. I was the middle. I can't remember, but what I found out is that PDD is not an actual. It's not called PDD NOS or PDD anymore. It's called autism spectrum disorder. Well, the issue is, I try to tell that to my mom. She's like, no, we speak to, again, don't attack my mom. My mom just misunderstanding, what I'm trying to tell her, because it's stubborn. But my mom is like, no, we went through so many, psychiatrists and so on 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 and yada yada yada, like so many people, to see if you have PDD, NOS or PDD, or if you are autistic, that we did so many things that says you're not autistic, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, something is making my head go ding when I hear autistic, because I act like I'm autistic, but I'm not autistic. How could that be? Again, I'm not saying that I have autism. I'm just saying I act and behave in such a way. I have seen videos. Of how autistic act, like autistic people act, and they act exactly how I act. When I was a kid, I would line things up in a straight line. Okay? Tell me how that's not tell me how that's not autism. Because something in there doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense because I don't know, it just does not make any sense because I have done a bunch of stuff when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I have done so many things that an autistic kid would do. I would line things up. I behave in such a way that it would look like I'm autistic, yet I am not. How? Like, it frustrates me. And not that I don't trust my parents. I trust my parents. It's that I can't connect the dots to, like, something doesn't make any sense. I see what some of these kids on YouTube have done, like what they do, some of these autistic kids do, and it's like I see them doing the same thing I've been doing since I was a kid. And they're autistic. And I have PDD and OS. I was diagnosed with PDD when I was a kid. And I get, back then PDD was a thing, but now it's not. And quite honestly, I just want to know if I am autistic or not, because I have every fucking symptom of autism. I have every one of them. And yet I don't. How in the hell can you do that? And I try to tell my mom, and my mom will not listen to me. My mom's like, well, I know better. And it's like, no, you don't. I didn't tell her that because she will be pissed towards me. She would not be happy at all. But it's like, my parents will not listen to me. They don't respect me. They don't listen to me half the time. When I tell them, hey, this is what I think I have, my dad is acceptable. My mom freaks the hell out and claim, oh, that's not true. Like what? I'm not allowed to be diagnosed? Maybe I should stay here and they go on trips, because then I'm thinking about going to a doctor to see if I do have autism. And I won't tell my parents a damn thing about it because it frustrates me. It really does. I try to tell them something, and it goes in and out the other way. Like they don't listen. And the only thing they listen to is, I don't know, is getting upset to me because I said something they did not like. Again, I don't hate my family. I don't. In fact, I love my family. But what I'm trying to get here is I act exactly 100% like someone who has autism. That's what I'm trying to get here. I have the same symptoms. I act the same way. I flap my hands. I put things in line. I do all of these behaviors. Even when I was a kid, I done all of these behaviors that when I watch videos of someone who have autism, a kid who have autism, it's the same behaviors. And yet, here my mom told me, "Oh no, you don't have autism." I'm sorry. What? What? I'm not allowed to be curious about my disabilities? So you know what? When my parents leave to go on their trip or whatever, to go on traveling, I'm going to talk to Nikki to see if which is my one of my nurse, one of my doctors. I'm going to talk to her and see if I can schedule an appointment to see if I actually do have autism. Because honestly, something is not connecting. Because I watch a kid on YouTube acting the same way, who have autism, acting the same exact way I behaved when I was a kid, and I still behave, because if I give it a half a chance, I'd put things in line. If I would give it a half a chance. Okay, a great example of this is when I am at my job and I'm cleaning the dishes, which is what I usually do. You know, I like to put my dishes in line. When I put them on the rack to clean them, I put them in line. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, like in line. You know, when I was a kid, I would play with my Hot Wheels and I would put them in line. You know, I do things that a normal kid would never do. And yet, I'm not autistic. I'm not autistic. How in the hell? I'm sorry, I think the doctor who diagnosed me is an idiot. Not saying he is, no offense. I'm just frustrated because I don't see how I'm not autistic. Even though I act exactly how someone with autism would act. I behave how they behave. I behave how most autism behave. Yet, how in the hell does that make any sense? I don't know. I don't know. At all. It doesn't make any sense. Whatever. But yeah, when my parents go on a trip, I may have to go behind their back. And I know they'll probably hate me for it. But I don't care. Because I want to know if I have autism or not. Okay? And I know my parents usual excuses. Well, what will do you if you're diagnosed with autism? Why would it do anything for you if you were diagnosed with autism or know you have autism? It's like it would help me a lot. It would help me know why I've been acting the way I have. That isn't just because I'm stupid or I'm just a weird human being. I'm sorry, what do you want? You know? So, yeah. And if I move to Trin, if I do, I don't know if I will, I will go seek a doctor, a neurological doctor, see if I have autism. Because I have autism. Whether my parents want to accept it or not, I have autism. I have behaved and I have acted exactly like someone with autism would behave and act. And therefore, I obviously have autism because something is not adding up. Okay, something isn't adding up. There's also the fact that I did my research, and by 2013, they don't call it PDD or PDD-NOS. They call it autism spectrum disorder. I tried to tell her, my mom was like, well, that's not true. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, what's the point? I just have this innate feeling I have autism. I don't care what my mom says. I don't care what my dad says, because they'll just repeat all the other nonsense that they always have since the past of their 50 years of being alive, because they'll just keep repeating, repeat, over and over and over and over and over again. The same nonsense. And it frustrates the hell out of me. Yeah. But seriously, I behave exactly how autistic people behave, and yet I'm not autistic. When I was working with Sandy, I was told that I am similar to autistic, that I am autistic, that I behave like an autistic human being would behave. My mom does not believe that. My mom is like, well, actually, like they know everything about me. I'm sorry, they don't. Because if they would have known that my feet hurts, and it's not because of stress or anything, if they would have known that, it would be a different story. But no, instead it's, I used to do more stresses. It's like, I highly doubt they'll fix it, because this would get worse if I don't take my meds. Like seriously, when my feet hurts the way it does, I can take my meds and it doesn't hurt as much. But once I don't take my meds, it hurts like hell. I don't know why. And I try to tell my mom, and of course, they won't believe a damn thing. Of course, my older sister thinks that I have ADD, which I don't. I have ADHD, not ADD. Those are two completely different things. Plus, they don't call it ADD anymore anyway. I'm sorry. It's not called ADD. Do you not effing fucking understand that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm so tired of the stupid excuse that my parents come up with. I'm just like, why is it so wrong with me trying to understand? Maybe God is trying to get me to understand my body. Huh? Maybe I would love to know if I have autism. And why it would help me? It would help me because it'll tell me, oh gee, why have I done the things I have done? It would give me answers it would give me answers that I have answered. It would give me stuff that I have answered to God. That's why. And I don't know if I even want to go to, maybe I should ditch Moment and go to my friend church. Because, it frustrates that, oh, well, you should go to the Moment church. Oh, you should go to the Moment church. Oh, I don't want to. I don't. Why? Why should I? Oh, it's because they treat, what a bunch of bullshit. I highly doubt they treat disabled people with the same respect that they treat normal people. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I should have stayed. Oh, sorry, Piggy. I didn't mean to conk you. I'm so sorry, baby. Yeah, I conked my baby pig, but maybe I should have stayed in Jerome Trinfall. You know, it frustrates me. You know, here's a fancy thing. My parents told me if it talked like a duck, squawked like a duck, walked like a duck, and looks like a duck, it's a duck. Other words, it's a duck. You know, and if I behave like an autistic person, do what autistic people do, put things in line like most autistic person would do, you know, and I'm autistic. Oh yeah, and don't forget I have autistic meltdown, which I do have. Though it's not called autistic meltdown for me because I'm not diagnosed with autism, even though I exactly do everything someone with autism would do. And it just doesn't make heck of sense in my mind. And maybe because I'm looking at it through a logical lens, through logic, you know, and that may be what it is. Because I do look at things through logic. That's how I always been, you know. And it frustrates me. But Richard, my best friend, since I got to this building, like told me, oh, maybe you should go to the church that he goes to, and I'm like, I would love to, but I've already promised my mom that I would go to the LDS church, you know, and I hate going to LDS church, and no, I don't like it. No, I just plain fucking hate going to the church. I'm sorry. You know, I want to do things my own way. I want to follow my own rules. I don't want to have to listen to some idiot, some man-made prophecy telling me what the fuck to do. I'm sorry. I don't want to have to listen to some idiot called the LDS presidency. Because here's the thing, every religion is created by a cult. Was started as a cult. Every religion was. A perfect religion would be created by God. I can't stand that. Not the created by God thing. No, the fact that a lot of these religions that we call religions are just simply cults. I mean, you have Catholics who allegedly a Catholic authority, a member who's part of the authority of Catholic, whatever, allegedly had done some disgusting stuff to minors. Not minors like I mine. No, minors like kids. Like there was this dude who allegedly sexually abused a bunch of kids. Yeah. Group, however you want to call it, it doesn't matter. You know, and that was done by a Catholic. You know, I'm sorry. And then there's also Jehovah's Witness, whatever they're called, which acts more like a cult than anything else. There is Amish, which acts like a cult. And not all of them, but a lot of them do. I could go on. Every one of these acts almost like a cult. Even Mormonism acts like a damn cult. You know? And it frustrates me. It frustrates me because I want to go to a religion where I don't feel judged. Because if I go to the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saint Church, which is the church my parents go to here in town, if I go there, I should say that way, but if I go there, I'll feel like I'm being judged. I feel like I'm being judged. I feel like, you know, I don't know if I'll be able to go to the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saint. I don't know. Because I feel like if I do, I'm going to have a complete meltdown or something, And it's like, and it's not just a church filled with a few small people. No, this is a church filled with hundreds of people. Not hundreds of people, but this is a church filled with enough people that it could be called its own city. Its own village, if you would say. This is a lot of people. And it's too many people. And I don't know if I can do it. I would love to tell my mom that, but of course my mom won't listen to me. My mom would be like, well, you need to go to church, you need to go to church, you need to go to church. I'm just like, come on. Why can't you just understand that I have different needs than you guys? It's not that I can always go to church, because I have times where I think about all the people there, and I'm just like, oh my God, there's too many people. And just thinking about the amount of people that's going to be there is going to make my brain just go cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. And not the good type of cuckoo. The cuckoo of melting down in front of everyone, and then never be able to go to church again. What if I have a meltdown? This is seriously affecting my well-being, my mental state, my everything. I just don't know if I can do it. Bye.